Hey everybody. Whenever there's chaos and uncertainty, I'm looking for strategies, coping mechanisms, skills, things that we can implement to shift that energy and kind of like reclaim our own well-being and our vibration, our frequency, whenever it feels like we've kind of given it away and chaos is just swirling around. So I want to go over with you today 8 simple things that you can do right now that you have complete control over. Number 1 is your breath. This is what I work the most with my clients on. Most of us have forgotten how to access the prosperity, abundance, power, and spiritual gifts of breathing. I think that's a clear indication of how far our society has gotten from being embodied and knowing what we've got, knowing what God gave us to work with. So right now, with me, I want you to find your breath. When you take a breath, is it hard? Is it luxurious? Does it feel difficult? Does it stress you out even more to try to breathe? Because I want you to be really gentle with yourself and afford yourself the luxury of a nice deep breath. There's no one that can keep this from you. There's not a limited supply. We are the only ones that limit our intake of life-giving oxygen. And to me, it really does represent abundance in a big way. So with me right now, try to breathe a little bit differently than you normally do. If you find your default setting of stressed out, panicky, fight or flight kind of breathing, do something a little bit different. Try to feel it into your low back or your ribs, down into a deep, comfortable, soft belly. Just see what that feels like, and I just want to invite you to that. Breathing is the quickest, freest, most accessible thing that you can do to change your mindset, shift your energy. It's free. It's yours. God gave it to you. It's your birthright. And once we access the true prosperity of our breath, which is literally the bridge between spirit and physical, once we really fully know how to access that, our intuition opens up, we become more grounded and connected to the earth, our minds get clearer, our emotions get calmer. And isn't that crazy? Because you've got it. You don't have to make an appointment to breathe. You don't have to pay anybody. You don't have to take anything. It's yours. It's your God-given birthright. So number one thing you can do is breathe. And I'm going to share with you a free app that my friend Phillip just introduced to me, and I love it so much. If you've ever heard of Wim Hof, he's a really interesting dude. His name is just Wimhof, and I'm going to put a link to him in the notes here. Wim Hof has a breathing app, and you can just turn that app on. It's free, and I love his accent, and he's like, breathe in, breathe out. But if you need a little help and a little support to remember how to engage with your breath, check out Wim Hof. He's a beast. He's just amazing with like the cold therapy and all the cool thing that he does. But here's the thing that I think is really crucial right now. Surround yourself with people that light you up and give you tools. That's exactly why I'm doing this kind of video. Is I want you to have tools. I want you to have support to remember that you do have control and that you can be the change. So number 1 was breathing. We're going to move on now to number 2, exercise. You have control over whether you move your body or not. And it doesn't even matter if you have very limited mobility, even moving your head. If you're paralyzed, people find these amazing, fantastic results where they can heal themselves even when they've been completely paralyzed from the waist down. There's incredible research and books that have been written on what people do when they remember to move. So I know that I feel most empowered when I work out. But the funny thing about that is, it's the last thing I want to do when I feel fearful or stressed or chaotic. I don't want to do the one thing that's going to make me feel the best. But when I allow myself that time to work out and exercise, I immediately feel more in control of my direct experience. So how are you going to move your body today? That's definitely going to make you feel more empowered and more in control. And it doesn't matter how much you can move. It just matters that you move. The next one would be more focused on the body. Adorn your body. Get ready. Make yourself feel good. Make yourself look the way that is pleasing to you with essential oil, jewelry, makeup, whatever it is that makes you feel more empowered about your day. In these times where a lot of us are working from home, it can be easy to not do that, but I find it can be a real energetic shift when I get ready, adorn myself with jewelry, with healing stones that makes me feel good, with special essential oils that make me feel good, and when I put on clothing that makes me feel good about myself. Even if no one's going to see me, it makes a huge difference in my day. So that's number 3, adorn and love your body. Number 4, go outside. Just go outside. If you can't even do like a big hiking trip or be like way out in the forest, it's okay. Go outside and let the sun shine on your skin for a minute and just notice how that little bit of sunshine and fresh air is going to shift everything when you turn everything else off and you go out in nature. That's what I did yesterday. I spent a lot of time in nature yesterday because I felt sad. I felt sad about a lot of things, and I decided I needed to just not do, and I needed to go outside and pay attention to the trees and the plants and the animals, and shut off my thinking and being all up in my head and say, teach me. I need nature to show me the way right now so that I can reconnect and remember who I am. So going outside is free. Getting a little bit of sunlight, we can afford ourselves a few little minutes to rejuvenate in nature. And that brings me to the next one, number 5. Limit your consumption of other people's perspectives, thoughts, and feelings. We are consuming right now so much of skewed and distorted perceptions that it can create a lot of uncertainty and chaos internally when we're not looking for the answers in here of what makes us feel good from inside. And there's no better way to do that than to unplug from everybody's hysteria and distortions. Unplug from me, from everything else. Go take a walk outside and see how you feel. What clarity can come, because if you want to learn how to meditate, there's no better way than just go to be in nature and just quiet your thoughts. You can work with your own thoughts too. That's going to be number 6. You are in control of what you think. Once you clear out all the chatter and the static of everybody else, you can see how you need to manage and how you need to parent your own thoughts. Just look at it like a game. These thoughts we have, they're like little unruly children that they've never been parented or guided or had a leader. And so if you just play a game with your thoughts, this is the best way to start to learn how to meditate. They're just little playful children that are acting up and they're running all around. And so if you play that parent role and say, no, little children, this is the game we're playing today. We're not doing that. We're not going all over there today. This is what we're going to do. And just babysit those thoughts with love and humor and playfulness. But remember, it is so empowering to realize no one controls our thoughts but us. We might have been letting them run around uncontrolled, but that's nothing that we can't change. We are the only ones who can control these thoughts that spin around in our head that lead to the reality that we experience. It's all up to us. When I get in bed at night, I'm so excited to creatively visualize things that I want to experience. And lots of times I find myself in the ocean and I let my thoughts go as fantastic and imaginative as they want to. And sometimes I'm disappointed because it'll make me go to sleep really fast when I'm having these great visualizations. But it's taken me a long time to weed out the harmful thoughts, the destructive thoughts, and to say to those thoughts lovingly, no, that's not where we're going today. I'm the leader. I'm the parent of my thoughts. So that, my friends, is number 6. You have all the control over what you choose to think about. And it will take some work. I'm not saying it's going to be easy the first time you try to manage and sift through those destructive thoughts. Just like anything that's worth having, it takes a little bit of effort to be the leader of your thoughts. Number 7, you can clean, organize, and beautify your space. Whether that's your cubicle, your desk, your office, your home, your room, that's something you have complete control over that can shift your energy and can give you a sense of accomplishment and control in your day, because we really need that right now. So make your space beautiful and see how that shifts your energy away from being led down these little unhealthy pathways of like all this collective fear and uncertainty. And the last one, that's a very important one, number 8, what you could do today, right now, to make you feel more in control and to feel better. You could help someone else. There is nothing that will get you out of a funk quicker than going and being of service to someone else. And whether that's just a little tiny moment of kindness, or who you could reach out to and lift up, or if you could help a little piece of land that has litter and trash on it, or you could just do some loving act of service, whether it's to another human being or to a piece of land or to an animal. Help someone or something and watch how quickly it shifts you out of your own inner anxiety and fear. So for those of you who have felt like all this lately is just like you're watching a bad movie and you're like, I don't get this. I don't belong in this 3D chaos. Chances are you don't. Chances are you came here to be of service, and you might be from a different frequency. You might be from another dimension, and that may sound really weird to you, or that may really resonate in your heart. But if you look at a lot of this third dimensional weird reality, and it seems like the Gong Show, I heard David Wolf and my cousin Julie say that one time, like, this is just like the Gong Show, or just like a movie that we're watching. If that's the way that you feel, then remember that you came here to be of service. And the only way that you can do that, the only way if you can help raise consciousness and raise the vibration, because that's what's happening. There's actually really positive changes that are taking place, but that doesn't come without a lot of messiness and a lot of discomfort. I mean, think of the birth process. It's not easy. So we have to keep our heads up, and we have to keep our hearts strong, shields up, protect ourselves, but also do every single thing we can to feel as good as we can along the way, because the world needs us. I found this out when I had my near-death experience. I saw the infinite levels of reality that exist and all the different ways that you can experience life, all the different dimensions. My near-death experience was a huge wake-up call for me that made me realize, oh, okay, we chose to come to this particular dimensional frequency and experience all this. There's a reason for it, and we're here to help. So keep that in mind. Don't lose heart. Keep your vibration high. Keep the love flowing, and let that come out of you, and let that help the world, and help yourself today with these 8 tips that I gave you. I love you all. Have a great day.